get the YouTube bandwidth to work. Oh, finally. Okay, everybody's here. I see people. My internet is working now. Thank you for joining That's Good Sports. I've tried to do this live stream 8 times, 10 times. So thank you, everybody coming in. Frontier Falcons, Nate Dogg, Pablo Escobar. Ooh, I thought you were dead. Elijah, thank you for joining. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I'm sitting right next to my router, my internet router, right here. And my connection should be fast. Says 0 people are watching, but that cannot be true. I see people in here. I want to talk about the Denver Broncos. A lot's happening right now. Why are we talking about Tom Brady? Who are you telling people? Trey, what's your YouTube channel, Trey? Why are you telling them to subscribe to you? We're in this channel right now. This is where you need to pay attention. It says it started 3 minutes ago. Well, that's because I was having some big issues. Still doesn't seem like it's working right. It still says 0 people are watching, which I don't trust. Mario, thank you. Thank you for saying I'm the GOAT. Okay, I'm just going to pretend like this is working correctly because I wanted to talk about Tony Romo, who's getting released by the Cowboys tomorrow, and then a bunch of the other free agent stuff that happened today. Okay, Elvis Dumervil released by the Baltimore Ravens. I've seen a lot of people talking about him. Tyrod Taylor signed with the Buffalo Bills, so he's no longer an option. Looks like Brian Hoyer is going to San Francisco. Ricky Wagner, the tackle that we all wanted for the Broncos, looks like he's going to be going to Detroit. Brandon Marshall, former Bronco, signs a 2-year deal with the New York Giants. So a lot has happened. Now, Tony Romo is going to get released tomorrow. The Broncos are the front runners to land him right now. Everybody believes that it's between Tony Romo, the Denver Broncos, and the Houston Texans, right? That's what everybody believes. Could there be a surprise team in there to land him? I don't know. Here's the thing, though. The Broncos have more money than Houston. They have a lot more money. I think Houston only has $21 million in cap space available. So if this is at all about money, I'm not sure the Texans can even make a play to sign Tony Romo if it's about money. The Broncos can offer more because they have more cap space. And Brock Osweiler is, if Houston even wanted to do something with Brock, it would cost them $25 million in dead money. He's a $19 million cap hit, $25 million in dead cap money. So Houston is stuck with him. I don't think they are really going to be able to bring in Romo. Like, they would be betting all of their chips that Tony is going to get them to the Super Bowl next year. Denver has less to lose by signing Tony Romo. They have two young quarterbacks they could keep on the roster, even with Tony Romo there. So I think the Broncos will sign him. We're going to know for sure tomorrow when Dallas actually releases him. I don't know why this fucking says nobody is watching still. Broncos sign Ronald Leary. That would be nice. That would be a nice upgrade on the offensive line. But guard really isn't the problem. The Broncos need tackles. Okay, now I see it's working. The Broncos need tackles. Russell Okung, doesn't look like he's going to come back. The Broncos, they said that they are talking to Russell Okung to try and bring him back, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Russell Okung, I think, is a pretty good option at left tackle, and the real problem still is right tackle. So I don't know, but I think Tony Romo will be a Bronco. That was That is the big news. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I see you guys watching now. The comments are coming in. It appears to be working. I blame myself. I had a lot of problems earlier. A lot of problems. Can we set the mood? Can we set the mood in here? Ooh. This is That's Good Sports by the fire in the daylight when I don't even need the heat. I see you, Bermeldia. I see that you exist. Thank you for watching, even though you're a Raiders fan. Okay, so let's keep talking about this. Here's what's interesting. I was talking about right tackle. I think that's what the Broncos really fucking need is a right tackle. And the guy we wanted, the guy everybody wanted, was Baltimore Ravens right tackle Ricky Wagner. And it looks like he's going to sign with the Detroit Lions. Interesting, right? Did the Broncos even try to talk to Ricky Wagner? We don't know. But what we do know is it looks like the Detroit Lions are going to pay him between $8 and $10 million, which the Broncos could definitely afford. They could have afforded Ricky Wagner, and they could have upgraded their right tackle position, and I'm not sure that they made an effort to upgrade that position. I don't understand why they think. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're going to surprise us all once it opens up tomorrow. And they've said that their needs that they're exploring on the line are left tackle and guard. So the big right tackle name is probably off the board, and he's probably going to Detroit. Colts fan, I know why you're here. Colts fan, Coob, I know why you're here. It's because your fucking Colts just gave the Patriots Dwayne Allen. Yeah, the Colts are trading Dwayne Allen to the Patriots. What does that mean? Oh, it means they get another great red zone tight end. So, fuck you, Indianapolis. Why on earth would you give the Patriots, a team in the AFC, a team that will beat the shit out of you, even more so now, a tight end that's going to help them score more touchdowns? I think the NFL, like all the owners, should have gotten together because they all hate the Patriots anyway, and they should have agreed that nobody would do any free agent business with the Patriots. That's what they should have done. And they didn't do it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Anyway, Dwayne Allen going to the Patriots. They have a formula there. They want two tight ends who can score a lot of touchdowns, and now they have it again. They had Martellus Bennett for one season. Now he's leaving because they're not going to pay him. They had Darrelle Revis for one season, help him win a Super Bowl. They're not going to pay him, and they didn't pay him anymore. He's gone. That's what the Patriots do. They bring in these guys for 1 year, these really good players to win Super Bowls, and now the Colts are sending over another tight end to help them do it. So the Colts, you're on the shit list now, and I used to like the Colts. So yes, the Demaryius Thomas saying fuck Tom Brady. We'll pretend like he said fuck you, Tom Brady, and we'll pretend like that was a commercial for That's Good Sports. As far as I'm concerned, Demaryius Thomas is That's Good Sports' #1 fan. Elway need to lock Romo, and other big names will follow him. Nobody's going to follow Pax or Trevor. We'll see. I do think the Broncos should sign Tony Romo. I think they don't have a lot to lose by doing so. And if Tony Romo will play for them for $10 to $12 million, like it's being reported that he might, think about that. Tyrod Taylor just signed with the Bills, and he's going to be making $16 million this year, $17 million the next year, $18 million the year after that, or 15, 16, 17, I forget. So the Broncos will be getting Tony Romo at a steal. And that includes paying Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch. If the Broncos paid Lynch, Siemian, and Romo, they would make combined less than what Tyrod Taylor is going to make next year. So, and I mentioned Tyrod Taylor because that's a quarterback a lot of guys talked about wanting to see play with the Broncos. Danny Woodhead, that's another name being floated out around there. There's obvious connections with Mike McCoy, as was DJ Fluker. That came up. Anytime you have a coach that moves teams, there, I think, is a high chance that some of his former players will sign with him. It happens a lot. And players, the relationships are important in the NFL, and players go, where I think that comfort level is and where they know they can have success in addition to money. So the Bills fan, what are you saying? I don't care who we get because we won't make the play. Yeah, the Bills probably won't make the playoffs. I don't have high hopes for the Buffalo Bills. Now I know there's a lot of people who don't want Tony Romo, and if you're basing that solely on you're worried about the injury issue, I understand that. Tony Romo hasn't proven he can stay healthy the last 2 years, so that's I think a big concern. But what he could possibly bring to the offense, I think is worth the risk. So I'm a fan of them signing Tony Romo. If they don't sign him, I'm fine too, because I like Trevor Siemian. I feel like I'm in the minority in terms of Denver media who talk about Siemian, except for the people that really matter. Former players. Listen to what former players say about Trevor Siemian, and I think that's the take you should listen to. Is there any guarantee Tony Romo, Trevor Siemian, or Paxton Lynch are all Super Bowl capable winning quarterbacks? No. But finding quarterbacks in the NFL is fucking hard. It's like really fucking hard. Signed Tyrod Taylor, my dude. I just talked about it. He signed with the Bills. He's sticking with the Bills. Where have you been, Reese? Where have you been? Let's hire Rob Ryan as coordinating coach or conditioning coach. Now that's funny. That's a good joke because he's a giant man. So besides Tony Romo, the best right tackles probably off the market for the Broncos. The players they do sign to boost that offensive line will be key tomorrow. Siemian is Cutler 2.0? I don't think so. I think Siemian and Cutler are completely different quarterbacks stylistically, and I think the way they approach the game is completely different. I'll be happy if the Broncos keep Trevor Siemian, because I think if he stays healthy, he will be better than Paxton Lynch. If Tony Romo is healthy, I think he will be better than Trevor Siemian or Paxton Lynch next year. So Tony Romo's a really good quarterback. That's all that's important. Injury, any guy can get hurt. If I could look inside Tony Romo's body and evaluate his bone structure with my eyes, then I could really help the Broncos out. But I can't do that. His back might break. But so might any other player playing. Elvis Dumervil. Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. A lot of people want to see Dumervil come back. That might happen. If the Broncos don't re-sign DeMarcus Ware, or if they don't get DeMarcus Ware to come back for very little money, then they may go after somebody like Elvis Dumervil because there's a familiarness there. Maybe they can right the fax machine wrong they made so many years ago. But Dumervil is getting old. He did not play a ton last season, and I think had some injury issues. So you're taking another risk even with a guy like that. The sentimental part of all of us would love to see Elvis Dumervil back with the Broncos, right? But I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank. I think that's the thing they gotta figure out. Please look into your body and with my eyes. Okay, Gabriel. I'm looking into your body. Oh, talk about the positive things that happened to the Broncos offensive. Nothing yet. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Or do you mean last season? The positive thing for the Broncos offense last season was you had a first-year starting quarterback who only threw 10 interceptions. So, and he did it with a fucked up shoulder, and he did it without a good offensive line, without a reliable run game. To me, that seems like a really good thing to have in a quarterback. So, I don't know. Here's that, if Tony Romo comes in, there's speculation the Broncos would get rid of Trevor Siemian. People are saying this because, well, it's coming from the Broncos, probably, but also because they don't believe Paxton Lynch can beat Trevor Siemian out in an open competition. And the locker room, the players like Trevor Siemian more than Paxton Lynch. So why on earth would you get rid of the quarterback who plays better and has better chemistry with the team? Don't know. Vernon Davis question. He signed a new deal with the Redskins. Why'd they let him go? I can't tell you exactly why they let Vernon Davis go, but Washington liked him enough to offer him a new contract, even though he wasn't extremely productive. The Broncos do need to find their tight end this season. They need somebody to make plays there. Would I rather fix the O-line or the D-line first? Probably the offensive line. I think it's a greater area of need, and I think they can fix the defensive line much easier than they can fix the offensive line. So I would go offense. I think the team needs a little more balance, right? The defense was really good. The offense wasn't. You fix the offense. You get the offense a little better. It makes the Broncos a much better team. See a lot of you talking about Aqib Talib. Let's see here. Broncos. What do I think the Broncos will go to the playoffs? Ask me after free agency and the draft and after preseason. Don't know yet. Will I do a Denver mock draft video? I'll do something about the draft. I don't know if I'll do a full mock. I don't know enough about college football to be helpful there. I would just be guessing, blindly guessing. Owen Daniels was getting old. That's probably why they let him go, and they're going to have to pay him more money than they really wanted. Broncos playoffs, yes or no? I just said, ask me after free agency and after preseason. So much can happen before then. Do you need paid research assistant for your show? No. I need a free research assistant to send me information. Giants with Brandon Marshall. I think that was a hell of a signing for the New York Giants. I think Brandon Marshall's still a really good wide receiver. They got him for $6 million a year, which was basically what the Broncos paid to Wes Welker for 2 years. So I think that the Brandon Marshall New York Jets signing, very smart. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that's my wiener. Sorry. I just went back up to my office really quick because I had some notes I wanted to talk about. Dwayne Allen, Doomerville, Romo. We talked about a lot of it. I'll just answer questions now. Will they sign Justin Forsett again? I'm going to say probably not. No. I'll say no on that. Are free agents... Oh, fuck. I missed a question. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Sorry. My big camera just about fell on my phone. Christian McCaffrey, yeah, I've talked about him. I think that would be a great pick for the Broncos. I'll say the same thing I think everybody else is saying about Christian McCaffrey. He fills a lot of needs. He can be a punt returner, kick returner, play running back, and I think he could be a very good slot receiver. So if they can get him, they could do a lot with him. Focus on OTS and the free agency, get McCaffrey. Okay. Yeah, I think what we're going to see tomorrow is the Broncos sign Tony Romo. They sign one or two offensive linemen in the next few days and a defensive lineman. I don't know if they have enough money to do all of that. They may just get one lineman, one D lineman, one Tony, no Tony, 3 linemen, 1 D lineman. I don't know. I think that's what they're going to do because trying to draft offensive and defensive linemen is really hard. It takes too much time typically for those players to be really effective. So in free agency, you get immediate impact at those positions. Who do I think will get Deshaun Watson? Don't know. So much will be decided after we know what all the teams do in free agency. What about AP to the Raiders? I would love to see Adrian Peterson go to the Raiders so the Broncos defense could beat the shit out of him. I saw a report today that said Calais Campbell was visiting with the Raiders. I don't like that. I would hate to see Calais Campbell as a Raider. Martellus Bennett, I think, would cost too much money for the Broncos. Feelings on Fluker. I think DJ Fluker, I don't think he's a great guard. At least he hasn't been the last 2 seasons. He's had some injury issues. He played better at tackle, even though they moved him to guard. I think what he could do is provide options for the Broncos on the line. If he can move back to right tackle, then I think he's an upgrade over Stevenson or Sambrailo or Schofield at the right tackle position. In terms of playing right guard, I think him and Schofield about the same. Dante Hightower, I would love to have him, but I don't think the Broncos are going to spend that kind of money on an inside linebacker because I think they'll draft somebody like that. DeMarcus Ware return, don't know. The Broncos have talked to him. I don't think they're willing to pay him much money, so depends on how little money DeMarcus Ware wants to play for to return to the Broncos. And like I've said before in my videos, like I don't know if his back can hold up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure his back will allow him to be effective. You're already banking on him only being a, spot player. But if that back gets hurt again, he could be done. So, I don't know what they'll do with Ware. That's a good question. Las Vegas Raiders sounds awful. Sounds better than the Los Angeles Chargers. Do I think Tony Romo is a good idea for the Broncos? Yes. Volumes or Whitworth? I don't know who Volumes is, but I'll say Andrew Whitworth. Keanu Reeves would probably be a very good quarterback. Calais Campbell, I think he's going to be too pricey for the Broncos to grab. So I'll bet on him not signing with the Broncos. If the Broncos get Romo, would I like to see Lynch or Trevor traded? I would say keep them both. They're not costing you anything. And I don't think it is a problem that you have both guys on the team. But what do I know? Yes, I think Romo will be in Denver. I know you're just jumping in here, but I've already talked about it. I've already talked about Marshall. Sylvester Williams may return. I'm not sure. I think if the Broncos feel like they can sign an upgrade over him, they're going to do it. But they may find that that's going to be too expensive. So if he comes back, it'll be because he's the cheapest option available. And he's not bad. He's just not great either. Oh, thank you for tuning in from Brazil. Trade Talib for Joe Thomas? No way. I would never trade Aqib Talib. Sorry. I would not trade Aqib Talib for... Well, I'd trade him for Aaron Rodgers. Or Andrew Luck. Okay. We've done this 20 minutes. It's time to end.